Fogged glasses.
Fogged brain.
I said foggy too because I can't remember so many things.
So many things.
It's like I'm in a fog.
Yes. Yeah. It's so frustrating, isn't it? I said insidious just because you just don't know. You don't, is this menopause? Is this something else? It's just insidious. And every time you sort of think you got one under control, there's 5 other things that spring up.
A spare tire. Yeah. Because all of a sudden it was like this middle's growing and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, and I hadn't changed anything.
Yes, you're not doing anything differently. That is what is the hardest thing. Exactly. That you have to do something different now and nobody tells you. It's like you enter a world and not that you're trapped in it, but you don't even know that you are there and you need to have different actions.
It's like being in a maze. It's like you start this way and you hit the wall and you go, okay, that didn't work.
Yes.
I'll come back out and I'll go another way. And then you sort of
smack
hit it
again.
You smack again and you go, what the? And then you come back and you try again. And I mean, I've been going through this for quite a few years now and I haven't made my way through the maze yet.
Mm-hmm. But your head hurts, doesn't it?
I tell you.
Smacking into that wall a few times. Like it's,
I can remember, I was young, I must have been, I'm going to say 38, 39 years old. My period started getting so heavy, I thought it was hemorrhaging. Like there was this one time I was ready to go to the hospital. I thought, what is going on? Right? And we were going out for dinner to our neighbors next door. And you know, when in those days, you know, like pads were like canoes that you had, right?
Yeah, with a big
you know, you used to walk.
I use them in India too. Actually. I'm happy to know that they exist elsewhere on the planet.
Yes, I used to call them canoe pads.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, I would like double them or triple them, and they would be like from my waist all the way around because we were going over to somebody's house for dinner.
Yeah, it'd be awful.
And you're just so afraid. You
no
know,
white pants.
Oh God, that was like a
Yeah.
whoa, silly girl.
Yeah.
So we did go over, you know, and I can hardly walk, let alone sit. You know, we go through dinner and worse happens. I stand up at the end of the dinner. See, you're all feeling my pain, right?
Yes.
So I stand up and I go, oh my God. Sure enough, big red all over the pad. And so, the chair pad, and I mean, she was a friend of mine. And then she was very gracious. I mean, what else could you be but you know, it was just, it's brutal. So I easily was 38 or 39, and that continued until, I want to say 46, 47. So that's how, but not for everybody, Mona.
Look at Mona. Mona's ready to just run.
It's okay. But the thing is, it wasn't until years later that I knew I wasn't hemorrhaging. That was the hormones. Okay, they were withdrawing, they were coming, they were withdrawing. And then, so I would go 3 months maybe with no period, which reminds me, ladies, you can get pregnant. Okay, so you think you're not, you know, ovulating because, you know, you don't get your period for 3 months, but there are a cajillion number of families in this world who had a surprise child due to perimenopause. So you'd have this really, really heavy period and then no period for 3 months and then whack, and then you go, what's going on? So your confidence was impacted, do you feel?
Oh gosh.
Yes?
Oh my goodness, I could tell you stories about 2 watch days that left me absolutely devastated.
Tell us about the 2 watch days.
Oh man. So I'm in a business meeting, an all-day meeting, and I leave the meeting, come home at the end of the day, and I go to take off my suit jacket, and I look down at my wrist, and I've got 2 watches on, side by side. I've never seen them before in my life. And I look at my shoulder, and it's attached. I can't believe it. I can't believe this. I mean, how could that? And I thought I was really having a good day. I thought I was really, really confident, really firing on all cylinders. So I went in the next day to a friend. I said, Jean, can you believe this? And she says, yeah, I was noticing that. And she says, well, I thought you were just on London time or New York time. The word fog really describes it because it's so pervasive. It's not just forgetting. It's not being able to add 2 and 2 in your head, and you used to really like math. You know, like it's this fog. It's this not being able to multitask and just fog.
I'd like to know if I need to do something in between though,
I don't
or
know
just
that.
watch myself go down an abyss for some while and hope that I will emerge out of it.
Well, I'm certainly an advocate for knowing. Knowing. I mean, if you were diagnosed with any kind of a disease, is your instinct, I think generally most people are going to want to know, what's this disease about? What am I going to be dealing with? How can I cope? How can I make it better? How can I make it easier? And menopause is definitely not a disease. However, you're dealing with the unknown. You're dealing with the fact that it's not the same for everybody. And wouldn't you want to know what the possibilities might be? What will this look like? What can I do? What can I expect? What can I not expect? And for me, I'm that kind of a person.